Hey guys, today in Art Club with Miss Burford we'll be designing your own candles. These are perfect for Mother's Day gifts, Christmas gifts, or just an art club idea for spring, or you could even decorate them as Christmas candles. For this project you will need a votive candle, some white tissue paper, scrap card, a hairdryer or a heat gun, some Sharpies, wax paper, and I forgot to mention that you'll want some scissors or a guillotine to cut the tissue paper for prep. So for the prep, you'll just want to trim down the tissue paper to the circumference of your candles. So you'll need a piece of tissue paper per candle, so that's one per child. And you'll want the height of your tissue paper to be the length of the cylinder part of your candle. You don't want to go right to the tip where the wick is, just to the top of the cylinder. So that's the height you need, and then like I say, you need the circumference of the candle as well. Our first step is to unwrap our candle. I like to keep them wrapped so it keeps it nice and fresh and mark free. So each child is going to have one candle and one piece of tissue paper. You can see on here I paid 80p for this candle. It's from the pound shop, so it's relatively cheap. And I guess in America you get them from somewhere like the Dollar Tree store. Make sure each child has a piece of scrap card. I ended up doubling mine over just in case the Sharpie ran through. It's just to protect your work surfaces because it will bleed through the tissue paper. I recommend that you give each child a scrap piece of tissue paper so they can test out what colour their Sharpies will come out like on the tissue paper, because the amount of times that I've had children say, I thought it was going to turn out different to this colour, and then they get upset. It just saves all that. They can see what the colour is going to come out like in the first place. And now we can simply start drawing our design. It's as simple as that. Just make sure you keep your scrap card underneath your tissue paper so you don't get any marks on the table, and just fill out that piece of tissue paper. And my recommendation would be to fill out that piece of paper as much as you can and use a pattern or do something which is really cohesive. You don't want a bitty design which doesn't add up, because when you wrap it around your candle it might not make sense. This design was for Mother's Day. The idea was to create a meadow style picture because our Mother's Day here in the UK is in March, and so that's during our springtime. So this just meant that it could look like it was a continuous picture all the way around. Some children added birds, some added bees, some added butterflies. It's completely up to them. You could of course do it with something like a Christmas wonderland design on it for a Christmas idea, or you could do Easter eggs on there for Easter, or like Easter bunnies and carrots and all different designs. You could do a pattern of just loads of carrots on there. Or you could relate it to a topic that you're doing in class. So we are doing about Mayan art in the one class. So you could do it with loads of Mayan patterns on it, which would work really well actually. And I might just use that idea. I've just thought of that right now. The children really love doing this project because it is completely their own design, and it's something that's going to last as long as you don't light the candle, of course. Once the children have finished drawing their design, then you can start adding it to the candle. So to do this, you need to lie the sheet of tissue paper that they've drawn onto a sheet of wax paper, which is larger than your tissue paper. Now you need to add your candle. So start from one of the ends of your tissue paper and you can roll it around the candle, so wrap it around the candle. Just make sure that your design is the right way up, otherwise it will be stuck to your candle and you'll be looking at it thinking, I wish that I stuck that the right way around. Just use your wax paper to roll that tissue paper around your candle, and if you've measured the circumference correctly, it will wrap all the way around your candle and you won't have any gaps. Using either a heat gun or a hairdryer, you now need to just go over that wax paper, keep going back and forth until you see the design underneath go slightly shiny. So you'll see it's where it's melting the wax of the candle and the tissue paper is actually sticking to it. Keep going all the way around your candle with either your heat gun or your hairdryer and keep that wax paper taut. When you take the wax paper away, the tissue paper should be stuck to the candle all the way around. If you've got any ripples in it, don't worry, that's just from where the wax paper wasn't held tightly enough around to hold it flat. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more art lessons like this every week and other art related content every now and then. See you next week for more Art Club with Miss Burford.